we're doing yet another video on groin kicks. Hopefully this is the last one. And we are going to discuss what are some defenses against groin kick. A very excellent question asked by one of our subscribers. So let's cover first the common types of defenses that we see out there. And that's the reason why I'm making this video, because the common defenses against groin kicks that if you YouTube, you will see are really not effective for women. They may be for men. So I thought this video is a good one to make from a female perspective. So let's bust some myths and talk about what doesn't work first so we can understand what does work. And let's dive right in. Hi, my name is Fazia and I have 2 black belts in martial arts and I've trained in 7 different black belts, and I have some experience with groin kicks, learned some things the very hard and painful way, so I will share my experiences. And if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing and joining the journey. Okay, so we have several videos out there like these ones that talk about how to defend from a groin kick. And I'm going to start with this one first. So I'll have my partner over here. And this video says that if the person's trying to groin kick either with the knee, right, with the knee this way, or if they have distance and try to hit straight with that, that way. So either they're trying to get in between your legs like this, right? Or if they're really up close and they can't do that, then they're just trying to knee you, okay? So there's distance, and depending on the distance, you will do different defenses. So if there is distance, this person is further away and trying to kick you from a distance, either a straight kick that way, a front kick, or a rising kick, okay? Either way, if they're trying to kick you, what they say is bring your shin up to block, or bring the other shin up to block. However, bringing your shin up to block. So you're going shin to shin this way. Okay. Now the problem with this is that if you're a female trying to block a male, you will shatter your shins. Yes, I do have experience with this. I was sparring with a partner, and typically sparring matches are, women separate and men separate. So I had only ever sparred with women, and I was, I would always raise, that's a pretty standard thing in Taekwondo, right? You raise your shins, you block from a roundhouse kick or a side kick or whatever. So I was very used to doing that all the time. And this one match, they changed it up. They said, oh, we don't have enough women for this category and we don't have enough men for this category. So they broke their rule or made an exception and said, okay, we're just going to have a mixed match. It was the first time for everyone in that group, for men fighting women and women fighting men. We've never done that before. I sparred with my male partner, and yes, he went for a kick, a roundhouse kick, and I blocked with my shin. And instantly I collapsed on the floor. 2 judges called off the match. They had this person kneel and turn away. It's pretty standard. Some of these things, if you've done a sparring match before, a tournament, you kind of seen this, right? And they asked me if I was okay. And I couldn't stand up. I was in so much pain. And I said, this other person's wearing shin guards that are probably soccer shin guards. They're hard, they're not soft. He's broken the rules. The instructors went to the person and said, please lift your pant legs. And there was nothing. There was no shin guard or anything. And I was shocked. I said, I've never felt hard shins like that before, ever in my life, years of sparring. And that's the moment when I realized women have softer bones. Just like that. Nobody ever told me this. Saying this story because you do not want to raise your shin. Even now, my shins are sensitive. It's been years. It's been over a decade, I think now. I don't know, a long time. Next one. This video talks about how to use your arms. Now this can be something in a close fight. You're not going to use your shins in a distance, but if this person grabs my shirt or collar and comes in, well, I'm not going to have space to raise my legs anyway, or my leg anyway. So what I want to do is use my arms. So in this case, I could use an elbow apparently, which yes, it does work. A hard part to a soft part is great. The problem with this is these happen so fast. My opponent is not really doing it that fast, but yeah, see, getting my elbow in is actually really hard because it requires me to twist my body way more than if I use my blade of my arm. I was going to say shins. Technically, they're your arm shins, right? So if you use your blade of your arm, that's a lot faster than using your elbow, okay? So yeah, blade of your arm is better in this case. Using this, it's still hard part to soft part. and that's gonna hurt them more than me. If you miss, it's bone to bone. So if I accidentally get the knee, oh, that's gonna hurt. Or if this person pulls back and I get their shin, okay, that's, if it slides down their leg, that's still gonna hurt a lot. Imagine, shin to shin is gonna hurt and you're gonna be out of commission. Arm to shin is gonna be worse. So you don't wanna try and use your arm. And using your hands, like the natural instinct, like, hey, stop. This is also that kind of it. It's okay to use that because it's soft part to soft part. You know, you could do that to protect yourself. But if it hits the knee, it's gonna hurt, and you could twist your wrist. So in this case, I wouldn't necessarily recommend using your elbow. Blade of your arm is okay, palm is okay. They each have a pro and a con. The blade of your arm is a hard part to a soft part, which is great. That's the pro. The con is it's still a little bit of an effort to do that, and the other con is if it slides and hits any bony parts, that is worse than shin to shin. Of course, with the palm, the pro is it's the easiest to access, most accessible. The con is it's not really doing much damage to your opponent. Okay, so those are some pros, cons you have to weigh. It's an interim, using this or this, an interim, to then doing something else, counterattack and taking your opponent down. Okay, so those are defenses. You're more likely to put your palm up ahead, so you want to make sure it's closer to the soft part if you do that, and not use your upper body strength to absorb this way, because see, that's not going to work, but use your core. Your arms are just there to move your whole body, right? So if we're here, for example, if he pushes under my arm, this is not what's happening, okay? My arms are just out there to move my whole body. This is what's happening. My whole body moves. So same thing, if this comes through, my whole body moves, okay? It impacts my whole body, not just my shoulders. How do you do that? Years of training. Any kind of self-defense training you take out there that's designed for women, that's done right, is gonna just show you how to use your core, right? Your core to do anything. So you're gonna get so used to using your core to counterattack and defend that this is just going to come naturally to you. You don't have to think about it. So find the right training for you that's out there. Now here's another video that talks about passing instead of blocking or counterattacking, okay? Or using a block as a counterattack, right? Like instead of a shin block or an arm block, it says pass. So if somebody throws a distance kick, they say pass on the outside, or when they throw a kick, pass on the inside. Now think about this for a minute. Groin kicks, I mean, in a fight, they just happen so fast. People are kicking and pushing. You don't have time to pass because you're thinking about so many things and you don't have time to pass. It's not gonna happen. Passing never happens. You know, even in a sparring match, if you've ever sparred, it's very hard to pass, okay? Sometimes it works, passing works if this person is sloppy. Maybe an example is this person's drunk and it's just really like, oh, what do you think? And it's just projecting, like, I'm gonna get you, and it's projecting and then coming and throwing a punch, right? Then I could pass and then throw an elbow counter strike. It's possible. Passing, though, otherwise is hard, okay? So something to keep in mind. Now that I've covered these ways that don't quite work, here's what actually really works. And if you watch these videos, the links are below, you'll notice that some of them do talk about it, okay? Which is your best defense is to always be in your defensive stance. Okay, so you're not facing your opponent directly. You could be totally sideways, which means your groin's not available. That could be your defense. This video talks about stance, how to stand. So go ahead and watch that if you haven't yet. So you want to be in a 45-degree angle stance if you're talking and it's a domestic violence situation, this person's getting angry, like, hey, okay, please relax. Okay, fine, you're in a defensive stance. You're de-escalating, you're in a defensive stance, and if they get really pissed and throw something, you can easily turn sideways to completely protect yourself, or you can put your arms down, right? Create distance, shuffle back. Always make sure you have that distance. That's why your arms are up here. So when they close the distance, you're constantly keeping that distance. Hey, it's okay, relax. Yeah, what do you want? And now I'm bending because I can see that he's ready to attack with the back leg. So I'm here. Okay, I'm here. In this distance, it is easier for me to access the blade because when his kick comes in, it's automatically the blade of my arm that's going. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Be in your stance and constantly maintain distance. That's your best defense. Yes, you can turn, and if you really have to do anything, your arms are naturally going to go down. Just know, hey, my arms are naturally going down. Blade to the soft part. And that is only interim defense. Until then, you can do something else to take the person out and then go away. If you do have questions though, please put them in the comments. I try to respond to comments and answer your questions because this is a learning space. And if you do want to learn more about women's self-defense and what I teach about empowerment, about using your core in a fight, go ahead and check out the masterclass and go ahead and check out our black belt program. And I will see you in the next video.